In this video, I want to take you through the progression that most of my students are working with in class right now. So addition H, addition I, and addition J, and explain not only how the questions are similar, how they progress, but also why it's important for students to really master the expectations in one step before moving on to the following step. So we'll start with addition H. What we're looking for students to recognize here is that two-digit numbers can be broken up into parts while respecting place value or the value or the magnitude of each digit. So 63 is the same thing as 6 tens, which is 60, and 3 ones, which is 3. From there, students can use their knowledge of basic facts to know that 8 ones plus 3 ones is the same thing as 11. And this needs to be automatic, no counting, no strategies. And then from there, find the sum of 60 and 11, which is 71. After that, students need to practice working with two-digit numbers, so adding two-digit numbers. But you'll notice that the numbers that are in the ones position, so in this case 8 and 2, have a sum of 10 exactly. And all of the questions in this set will have the same thing. And although this might sound a little bit repetitive, it's really important for students to recognize how 10 ones becomes 110. So we'll work through the problem here. We're going to do the exact same thing. Recognize that 28 is the same thing as 2 tens and 8 ones. And recognize that 62 is the same thing as 6 tens and 2 ones. And then we'll go work with our place values that are similar. So here, 2 tens, or 20, plus 6 tens, or 60, is the same as 80. And 8 ones plus 2 ones is the same thing as 10. So our answer here is 90, or our sum is 90. And this is really an important way for students to recognize how the place value of digits, or the magnitude of the digits that make up a number, explain why there's a carryover when we add certain numbers together. So in the way that I learned how to add, we always used to have carryovers. But this is a really interesting way, or important way, for students to understand why that carryover happened. Once they're comfortable with this, they'll move on to step J. And in step J, the digits in the ones positions will have a sum that is greater than 10. So it's really important that they use the knowledge they learned in addition I and in addition H and kind of combine them together to work with the numbers in addition J. So here we'll really recognize the same thing. 28 is the same as 20 plus 8. 63 is the same thing as 60 plus 3. And then we'll kind of combine those two things together. So 20 plus 60 is 80, 8 plus 3 is 11, and then we have a sum of 91. What will happen in some cases with students who move on too quickly from step I is they'll fail to recognize how 11, which is the same as 110 plus 1, 1, will affect the digit in the tens place, so in this case 8, in the other number they're working with. And a lot of times you'll see students write a number that's 811 or 811, or even give you an answer of 81 because they're really struggling to recognize how important that place value is. Now when students are comfortable getting the right answer, so they're accurately finding the sum, I always encourage them to try and only break up one of these numbers. So when you're looking at a question such as 28 plus 63, it's possible to only break up one of the numbers, so 20 plus 8 plus 63, and then recognize that I can add 20 and 63, which gives me 83 plus 8. And then essentially what I've done is I've recreated, by saving one or two steps, a question that is very similar to step H. And students are often much more comfortable with this than you would expect, especially if they have a little bit of time to practice the question and they know what my expectation is. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you can appreciate how important it is for students to be able to break up numbers and recognize the value of each digit within a number, the magnitude of numbers, and appreciate the place value that comes with working with tens and ones. This is a really, really important steps so that students be comfortable working with decimal numbers and fractions throughout grade 5, but also middle school.